Let's all play What's My Line? And now let's meet this week's What's My Line panel. First, one of TV's most popular comedians and Motown recording artist, Soupy Sales.
Thank you, Johnny Olson, and it gives me a great pleasure right now to introduce you to a lady who doesn't giggle anymore. She doesn't giggle any less, but she's with us today, and it's Phyllis Newman.
Thank you. Thank you, Soupy. And now I'd like to introduce a very talented actor and singer, and there's only one problem. He's prettier than I am. Bert Convy.
You know, a pink lady is a non-intoxicating drink, but here's a lady in pink that intoxicates me every time. Miss Arlene Francis.
That's silly.
Thank you, and here is a moderating Marvel, Wally Bruno.
Thank you, I think, Arlene. And welcome to What's My Line. During the next 30 minutes, you're going to meet some interesting people engaged in occupations which I hope will baffle this panel of alert, bright experts. And, in addition, the panel will face a mystery celebrity guest just a bit later on. But now, panel, are you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, put on your blindfolds. Blindfolds all in place, panel?
Yes, yes.
So, will our first challenger enter and sign in, please? Well, I think our first challenger is here.
What?
May I say, where are you from, sir? Okay, we'll just ignore that. I'll tell you, panel, that our first challenger is salaried, deals in a service, and let's begin with Phyllis Newman.
Thank you. Mystery person. Am I correct in assuming that there's only one? Yes. Are you in... you got a prolonged hand. Are you in the...
About this long.
No. Are you in the entertainment world? Yes. Yes. Are you someone, obviously we would know if we had our blindfolds off. Are you performing at this moment in the area of New York? Yes. Are you in the theater? Or any theater? No.
That's one down. Bert Convy.
You're performing in New York. Are you performing in a nightclub or a hotel?
No.
Two down. Arlene.
Performing in New York, not in a nightclub, not in a hotel, not in a theater. Well, are you performing indoors?
Yes.
Are you performing in an area that might be considered a place where many other people are performing too?
Yes.
Are you performing where there are animals?
No.
That's three down. Soupy Sales.
Well, the reason we're wearing blindfolds, it is because we would recognize you if we weren't wearing them.
I hope so.
Are you performing, is it because you have a movie that's playing or about to open on Broadway?
No.
That's 4 down. Phyllis Newman, 30 seconds.
Are you a man? Yes. Whoopee! Yes. So now you're appearing someplace, but you're appearing none of the kinds of places we've mentioned. We haven't mentioned television. Are you on television? Yes. Are you on television on a regular basis? Oh, yes.
15 seconds.
Yes. Are you on a show that's like either interview, panel, or game show?
Not in the classic sense, I don't believe. That's 5
Not
down.
an
Does
interview.
anyone have a guess?
No.
Is our guest dressed in any special way that would give the part away?
Very much so.
Is it a children's show? Yes.
The clown?
Clown?
Or
Yes,
a,
it's
Bozo.
Bozo the
Yes.
Clown. Just one thing I have to know, Bozo. How many years has Bozo been around?
Well, Bozo is going to be about 20 years old next year. Yes, he is.
I should know. My children watch you all the time.
Oh, thank you very much.
But who, we see you here as Bozo. Who are you really?
Oh, I'm Bozo. These are my street clothes.
No, but really, are you Bozo?
Yes.
You're Bozo Bozo.
Oh, yes, I'm Bozo.
All right, Bozo. Well, thank you for being with us on What's
thank
My
you
Line.
very much.
And we'll be back to meet another challenger as What's My Line continues. Good start with Bozo the Clown. You all have lollipops, and let's see how well you can do with the next one. So will our next challenger enter, and sign in, please. D.A. Reese. You must hold down a pretty big job, Mr. Reese.
I'm probably the biggest.
Probably the biggest. Where are you from, sir?
Huntington, Pennsylvania.
Huntington, Pennsylvania. All right, panel, may I tell you that Mr. Reese is vice president of a company that provides a service. And now let's show the audience just what his line is. May I remind you again that Mr. Reese deals in a service, is salaried, and what do you think? Let's begin with Bert. Okay?
Fine.
All right. Mr. Reese, would I be correct in assuming that this service... Well, I could avail myself of this service, right?
No.
No, that's one down.
Then I would be incorrect.
You are vice president of a company, however, that gives a certain service.
That's correct.
Correct. Do you give the service to something other than an individual?
Yes.
Do you give it to something like a newspaper?
No.
That's 2 down. Soupy saves.
Well, Bert said that if he went to you, you couldn't help you. This service, do you have like a big staff that you work with?
Yes.
Is this a service that is it a physical type thing?
Was a degree of...
There's a degree of, yes.
Would women come to you for this service?
No, unfortunately.
That's 3 down. Phyllis Newman.
Let me just recap. Neither men nor women would come to you as individuals for this service.
I think Arlene hit it the closest, Phyllis, by saying that this is a service that perhaps an organization of some sort might use.
Well, can I just take a stab at something?
Yes, would you like a knife?
No. Does it by any chance have anything to do with the loss of weight? Or weight or products that have to do with the loss of weight?
No. That's 4 down. Bert Convey.
Now,
before you start, Bert, let me help you, if I may. Before each one of you is an envelope.
Yes.
And you can open it up and take something out of it, and you'll find something like this. And this is the end result, perhaps, of what we're trying to find out. And it's rather a strange-looking little thing, as you can see. And now that you see what this is, why, you can continue the questioning.
Now, this is very helpful.
It's from the Supreme's costume.
I can't... Is this part of something that's larger? This is it, in other words. It's part of the service.
It comes in different sizes.
Comes in different sizes. Well, do you make, this looks like a reflector.
Let's say
of some
different,
kind.
well, it's sort of like yard goods. You can buy it in, short lengths or long lengths.
Wait a minute. Now, wait a
Right,
minute.
Mr. Reese?
That's correct.
Is it always on metal like this?
No.
No, it's
That's
usually...
5 down.
No, that's correct. Oh, I see. Oh, what did I do there?
Is this something that might ever be underfoot?
Yes.
Would it be anything that might be on a slope? I mean, could it be like either a make-believe snow or a make-believe desert or a make-believe walk?
No.
No, that's 6 down. Soupy? I don't know. We show you the product. You still can't guess it. Soupy.
Looks like sand.
Well, is this ever found in is it ever found in an enclosed, is it found in a room, say, in your house?
No.
No, 7. Phyllis, do you have a quick guess? Our time is almost up.
It's something you walk on?
You can, yes.
You can't, is it a flooring of any kind?
No.
And this isn't salt.
I'm
No,
going
ma'am.
to flip all of the cards and tell you that what you are looking at is the white dividing line on a highway.
I was going to say, when I thought it was on asphalt. And I saw the reflector. I wouldn't even have
But
thought.
Mr. Reese is the vice president of Prismo Safety Corporation, who paints the lines on highways and on crosswalks all across the country. Around the world, really, you paint them, don't you?
It's international now, yes. And
Do you paint the green ones on St. Patrick's Day?
I think that Commissioner Barnes, when he was living, took care of that.
Done by
I don't know what they're going to do this year.
Where did these lines originate?
Well, actually, they originated about 298 B.C. This seems to be the first time that anybody tried to keep people in their right position on a highway. But as far as we know it, in the United States, it started in 1912 in Wayne County, Michigan. And fortunately, my company has been called upon to sell reflectorized markings across the world.
And it's the biggest going, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Well, Mr. Reese, you stumped them and won the game, and you were a delightful guest on What's My Line.
Thank you
very
very
much. We'll be back to meet our mystery guest as What's My Line continues. Part of What's My Line, the time we meet our mystery guest, panel of the blindfolds in place. All right, mystery guest, would you enter and sign in, please? Panel, as you can tell, our mystery guest has arrived and is now seated beside me. I'll remind you it's one question at a time. I'll give you 3 minutes to try and establish the identity of our guest, and let's begin with Soupy Sales.
Mystery guest, that wonderful ovation. Are you in show business?
Mm-hmm.
Phyllis Newman.
Are you a lady who's currently appearing in New York?
Not right now, no.
Bert Convy.
You're crazy.
Are you a man who is currently appearing in New York?
No, not actually.
Arlene.
Wait a minute.
Is there a little double or nothing over there?
I don't know what you mean.
Are 2 of you over there?
Actually, yes, you're right. Thank you.
Soupy.
I'd like to take a guess. Is it Joan Collins and Tony Newley?
Oh, just sweet. No, it's not.
You should live in Vivaldi.
Phyllis?
Are you primarily known as? Did the lady? Did you both appear in a show together to great success, and then do you do an act together? What's the first part of the question? I'm old.
One question at a time, Phyllis.
Are you a Phil Ford and Mimi Hines? Oh no, not at all. I'm so sorry.
Bert.
Well, I like to take a guess. They're the most talented people in the world, I saw them a long time ago at the Blue Angel, and I've been fans ever since at Stiller and Merritt.
It is indeed, if I may say, Jerry.
We also know each other from the playground.
From the playground?
Yes, we run into each other at the zoo.
At the merry-go-round. We're big dates on the merry-go-round.
How big isn't there?
What is the playground bit?
Oh, in Central Park, there's a merry-go, the carousel.
That's right.
And we both have our children.
I was taking my little boy Benji out one day, and I ran into Bert and his child, and we had a wonderful conversation, and we admired each other from the merry-go-round. You know.
From the merry-go-round.
Sure.
Really, I think I should tell everyone, you really are Mr. and Mrs.
Are you and Bert Convy meeting in the park? And I
Never
don't know
mind.
about it. Yes, we
As
are.
long as you have your help, that's what I say.
So it's really a comedy, Jane, and very funny.
Thank you, Wally.
What's going now? What's the latest thing with you people?
We're going back to the playground in a few minutes.
Well, tell me, how did the two of you meet? Did you start as a team? Or...
No, we didn't. Strange enough, we were actors. We worked in Shakespeare and Central Park, and we worked in all dead playwrights' plays, Chekhov, Turgenev, Ibsen, Shaw. Only we made $50 a week, and in Shakespeare Theater...
That was a long time ago,
Ushers made 55, I think, so we decided to get in the more lucrative end.
Well, were you married before you became a comedy?
Oh,
Yes.
yes, we were married. All this comes out of...
Well, for the children, you know.
But you've been teamed up since, what, 62?
Actually, I think we've come from another world and have kind of progressed, and we hope to reincarnate into something else.
It wasn't so bad there either, was it?
No, it was wonderful, and I'm having more fun now than I've ever had in my
6
life.
years, 6.5 years.
We started
we've been
about
doing
6.5 years ago. Someday we hope to own our own coffee house.
Soupy, do you know what it means? I don't know what they're talking about. I'm looking for the subtitles.
It's stream of consciousness, and mine is polluted, Soupy.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, it's wild having you with us. And
We
I'm sorry
enjoyed
you
it.
didn't stump it.
I'm sorry we didn't
But
either.
fame, you see, fame precedes you everywhere you go. So when you get like this, you can't expect to not be recognized when you come on What's My
That's
Line.
very nice.
Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you,
Wally.
Very nice. Thank you so
you.
much. And What's My Line will continue right after this word. The panel is what sometimes happens has happened, I think. You were so bright and alert in guessing all the occupations, we have time for yet a fourth challenger. Boy, I was worried. I didn't think I was going to get that out for a minute. But we do indeed have time for another challenger, so would you enter and sign in, please? Gordon Ramsay. Where are you from, Mr. Ramsay?
Originally from a small town in Iowa called Sibley.
But now Manhattan?
Now I live in Manhattan.
All right, panel, may I tell you that Mr. Ramsay deals in a service, and now let's show the panel just what his line is. And may I remind you, panel, that Mr. Ramsay is salaried. It's a service, and let's begin with Arlie.
Well, the way you were received by the audience when you came in, I think you drove them all over here, did you?
No, I can't see any of them, but I don't think so.
Does your service have anything at all to do with the television industry?
Yes, it does.
Is your service more behind the scenes rather than on camera?
Well, it's more out there in front, yes, of the
That's
camera.
one down, and Soupy sails.
Well, I have to declare myself ineligible because in that big burst of applause, I happened to turn and I saw the thing, so I pass.
Okay, thank you, Soupy, for disqualifying yourself. Phyllis?
I have a wild idea.
All
Are
right.
you Bozo the Clown?
Whatever gave you that idea?
Tell you, though, it's really a shame that you have to wear makeup all the time because you're a good-looking guy.
That's what I keep telling him at the office, you know.
He was a football player or something, you know.
Pardon?
I thought he was a football player or something. I just didn't know the name.
But, you know, Gordon, you have been in other areas of show
Yes,
business,
I've been in
haven't
every other area of show business, believe me.
you? What is your favorite?
Musical comedy, actually. I like to get up there and try to...
How
make
is our
believe
time,
I can
fellas?
sing.
Getting a few signals over there that I don't understand. But
I think we've been attacked.
yeah, I think we have. It's a rather strange situation,
Alien forces.
isn't it interesting? But I understand that your wife meets Bert's wife in the park occasionally.
Secretly, yeah.
Yes.
I wanted to talk to you about
While I'm on the merry-go-round with Jerry Stiller.
All right, well, we'll see you on the merry-go-round. And Gordon Ramsay is Bozo the Clown. Thank you for joining us on What's My Line. All right, panel, now it's time for honest answers. And the audience demands honest answers to their questions. The first one's to Bert Convy. What are your future plans?
Oh, I'm glad you asked that, Wally. Thank you. I'm going to do a play in Paramus, New Jersey, for 2 weeks called Front Page.
Writing, directing,
No,
or
I'm going to star in the play with some wonderful people, Robert Ryan and Peggy Cass and Catherine Houghton. And we come to Broadway in next month, I believe it will be, at the Billy Rose Theater. Please come and see Front Page. Will you do that for me?
Okay, here's one to Arlene. Do you remember taking a really hard fall on stage at the Mount Tom Playhouse in Holyoke, Massachusetts a few years ago? I saw it and felt for you. You were great in the play.
Well, that's very generous, and I thank you very much, and I'm glad that the fall wasn't a flop.
Did it hurt?
Yes, it did, but we had to keep right on going anyway.
Thank you
As
for your honest
everybody knows.
answers. Well, that's it for another day. Join us tomorrow on What's My Line?
Just as I suspected, it's another case of lingo. This could get hairy.
Harry! H-A-R-R-Y!
Lingo, the new word game with Chuck Woolery, weeknights at 7:30 on Game Show Network.
Hello! Hello, H-E-L-L-O!
Maxine Brady has written a new how-to book. While doing research for the book, she spent a lot of time in jail. Puzzle along with our panel as we all play What's My Line?